And we're live. Hey friends, hola mi amigos, from the steamy jungles, not of Southeast Asia. It feels like Southeast Asia here. It is so hot right now. From the steamy jungles of Wisconsin. Welcome, Surprise Live. It's going to be a great topic. You're going to love it. I was showing you the backyard real quick before we moved to somewhere a little cooler. I just did a nice, you can hear lawnmowers mow the backyard, the side. Ooh, oh my goodness, how are you this fine Sunday? How's it going? I like it though. I like to sweat, but it feels like I'm in Southeast Asia right now. It is so hot and humid and sticky and dripping, especially when you're an outdoors person like me. Oh, today's live stream, great topic. One that's inspired by, come with me, we're gonna go through the house. Nice cool house to the front. Oh, that feels good. Air conditioning. My house smells like buttered chicken. I just am making amazing things in the kitchen from the Indian grocery store. I made palak paneer, which was incredible. I made buttered chicken. I'm gonna eat that later today. Have a couple more dishes I'm making. Teaching myself how to do different regional cooking throughout India, and I love it. It's so much fun. It smells like a restaurant when you walk into my house. It smells incredible. Who wants to come over and have some food with me? You like Indian food? As you can tell, I do. Oh, I love India, the country, and I'm so excited to go back. More on that. But for now, I was inspired to come do a quick live on our series that we've been covering together, which is a powerful, potent series on energy mastery. And life mastery, energy mastery. It's where a lot of souls are very focused right now on leveling up and becoming better versions, higher versions of self. And it's wonderful. I encourage and uplift every soul that's on that journey right now, me as well. And there's a lot. It's intense, but it's awesome. So cheers to you. Bravo if you are working on yourself, developing yourself, becoming better, more aware, more conscious, more loving, letting go of and releasing that which does not serve you anymore. There's been a lot of that for me. And in our series of energy mastery, we've now talked about complaining, whining, victimhood, blaming. We've talked about worrying, using our imagination to create that which we don't desire. Ooh, that's a big one. This couple of days ago, we were talking about jealousy and envy. That is one way to leech our precious life force, our energy source right there. Envy and jealousy, which are in the scope of not feeling good enough, low self-esteem, right? Scarcity, controlling, wanting to control and own. Horrible feelings right there if you've ever been in a relationship with someone who is jealous or envious. Or just, in life in general. Those are fast ways to leech, to bleed our life force, our precious energy. Today we're going to talk about one that it came to me when I was on my steamy hot walk out here, sweating all the time. You're going to love this one. The inner dialogue, the inner self-talk. How is the quality of your self-talk? We're talking to each other, ourselves all day long. That inner dialogue, right? Hi, Viras, how are you? Welcome. Say hi where you're joining, what part of the world. My beautiful friends here in Facebook land, welcome. You're always welcome. And I love seeing friends from around the world join. I think it's amazing. What is the quality of your self-talk? I have seen people, and I have so much compassion and empathy because I used to be someone who would beat myself up, criticize myself. Ooh, I did a number on myself for a long time. I was my worst critic. Who can resonate with that? I used to bring out the hammer and beat myself up. So the quality of my self-talk in the past was quite poor, was quite self-abusive, right? And I've seen people in life, and when their self-talk is actually not inner, it's outer. They're actually saying it out loud. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's horrible, right? If we could all hear our self-talk and everybody could hear that, like, we're really mean to ourselves. We're and I'm laughing just because I have in the past, I've been there. And so when I hear like friends or family and their self-talk come outward publicly, I'm like, be kind and gentle to your precious self. That's someone that I love. Like, let's treat ourselves with love and kindness and be gentle versus bring out the hammer and beat ourselves up. Our cells are listening to everything. So if we are constantly in a inner self-talk or dialogue that's just extremely negative, inflicting self-abuse, we are taking down our vibration, our health, everything. Our confidence levels, our ability to create and generate on a high level as the master creators that we are. And whenever I post memes about like self-talk or videos, they tend to be quite popular. I've had a few of them go like semi-viral, and that tells me something right there. It tells me that this is a big topic that's hitting a nerve with a lot of people. And it's something to be addressed, right? If you go through your whole day beating yourself up with your inner dialogue, telling yourself like the worst, that you're not good enough, that you've messed up, that you failed, maybe how you look, how your body temple is expressing itself physically, relationships, finances. Ooh, money's a big one. People, their self-talk around money, people really bring out the hammer on that one. And so becoming aware that that is a huge source of our loss of power, of energy, and it's taking down our vibration as well. So being aware, like, ooh, I saw a Facebook video today from a Camino. I've walked 8 pilgrimages on the Camino de Santiago, and it was my first one. And I had been walking for 38 days, and a lot of that time I had been in silence. Solitude and silence. Day after day, 15 miles, 20 miles, which I love. I absolutely adored. And if you're a pilgrim, a peregrino, then you get it. If you are going to be one, get ready. You want to spend some alone time, some quiet time. It's good for you. Well, on day 38 in this video, I'm like, what happened? It's like I finally got to this space where the mind effery, the hamster wheel mind, that monkey mind, and beating myself up and criticizing and like that torrid storm of unceasing crazy thinking, all overthinking and inner dialogue that's very negative to myself, like that was gone. Just one day, it was day 38 on the Camino, I woke up and I'm like, I don't have that anymore. The monkey wheel, the hamster wheel, the monkey mind, all that crazy, negative self-talk and dialogue is gone, and it's just peace. It's like I truly got a sense of who I am without all of that negative chatter going on. And that's what I felt. I was like, it was this authenticity that I hadn't known before, this trueness of who I was. And it's like I could finally connect with my higher self. You could say your higher self, your inner guidance, source, God creator. Like, whoa, when the chatter's gone, especially negative inner dialogue. Whoa, so peaceful. And I know that people desire that. I see people going around, they're spewing negativity out on themselves, on others, and it's just constant. There's never a moment, and I want to lovingly shake them like, stop. Don't you see what you're doing? Stop. Out of my compassion, and also for knowing, having been there myself, what that feels like, what kind of prison that is. How can you go create and generate on a high level and be of service, which is, what we came here for, our mission, our purpose, if you're not at your highest energy level? It's bleeding out, leaching out into all these different pockets of, like we talked about, complaining and victimhood, worrying. It's no wonder people are exhausted all the time. They feel like they have no energy. I have so many people telling me all the time, I'm too tired. I don't have enough time. I'm too tired. I'm like, well, when would you like to change that? If you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you've gotten. It's like the definition of insanity. When would now be a good time to change that? And it takes the choice. It takes not just the choice, the decision. There's a difference. To put on one's own oxygen mask and make oneself a priority. It's coming back to energy mastery. It's like it is a foundational step in life mastery. This one comes first. So have you ever like just stopped and spent a day in self-awareness and noticed you're like how you're speaking to yourself? What is the quality of your inner dialogue like? And is there a crazy hamster wheel in your head? You know, one thought to the next, and then identifying and, you know, believing and thinking your thoughts and feeling your thoughts. Like, that can be a prison right there. And it's that constant. And I'm not going to say go on a Camino or a pilgrimage to be quiet within yourself. You can do that. Hi Sanjeev, namaste, welcome. Welcome to our friends around the world. Yeah, say hi where you're joining from. Hello from a hot and steamy, sweaty Wisconsin right now. It's as hot as the jungles of Southeast Asia, where I lived for 5 years. And it's so humid. It takes your breath away, humid. Oh, I made a mango lassi. So I made butter chicken today early because I knew it was going to be really hot. Excellent butter chicken that I made from scratch, by the way. Hi, Tammy. I was just talking about the Camino. Tammy's a friend of mine in Alaska, and she's going to walk her first pilgrimage on the Camino soon. And I also made a mango, oh, so this one's peach lassi because I was out of mango. So I'm addicted to lassies. If you want the recipe, let me know. So I made butter chicken from scratch. Took some work. Oh, I did have a little bit of the spice mix. Not fully scratch, but I did palak paneer from scratch with whole dry herbs. And I have a lot of respect for anybody that cooks like that because it takes work. It takes work and precision to know the physiology of food and spices and all of that. So my first palak paneer that I just made now turned out great. And I'm about to eat my butter chicken, so I'll report back. People ask me, they're like, are you really cooking yourself? I'm like, yeah, I like it. It's fun for me. Something happened, I don't know, like 5 years ago, where all of a sudden this talent for cuisine, for gourmet cuisine and cooking reactivated in me, as well as my cutlery skills. All of a sudden, it's like I was a chef in another lifetime, and somehow that merged, or quantum merged with this version, this iteration of me, in this parallel reality. I quantum jumped, and this former chef Amie reunited with me, and I have all this knowledge of spice, of viscosity, of physics, food physics, and my knife skills are really good. I even had family over and they were watching me with the knives and they're like, what on earth? How do you? I'm like, I don't know. It's just like something dormant in me turned on. And poof, now I'm a chef. And I'm good with knives. Tommy says, good morning, lovely. Hi, welcome. I'm going to come visit you in Alaska and climb your mountain there, Denali. You've got a lot of mountains there. Anyway, good wishes to you on your first Camino. So what I was saying, Tammy, is like, this goes back to the theme here. What is the quality of your inner self-talk, your inner dialogue, and do you beat yourself up? Are you critical to yourself? Because this is one fast way we bleed our life force. We lose our energy in our energy mastery series here. And I have so much, so on the Camino on day 38 on my first one, it was like all that monkey mind and hamster wheel was gone. It was nothing but just like peace and alignment and connectedness. And I could finally connect with higher self. And that's, you want to be in the flow state. You want to have that directing and guiding you, which is you, but without the noise and the scatteredness, which is for most people all the time, the ego taking over, and just the noise of everything. That's why I like to spend time in silence and solitude and alone, out of the fray. Right now I'm out in the countryside. I hardly see anybody during a day, and it's awesome. You know, but when you go into big cities, it's just like rah, like dropping into Madrid, which I love that city, but it takes work to handle that when you're used to just quiet and solitude. And so if someone desires to truly get to know themselves and to lose that addiction to the monkey mind, the hamster wheel, the ego, spinning, overthinking, that's another way to lose your energy right there. So I guess these go hand in hand. Overthinking, who's ever done that? I talked about that when I was 2008, when I was closing my real estate company down when the market crashed. Another good story. I was in so much mind effery and stress and beating myself up because I had to close my company down, and I had 40 investors to talk to and let them know, you know, what happened. And I was 30 years old, and I definitely was in that monkey mind, overthinking, beating myself up. Did not feel good. Couldn't sleep. I lost sleep over that. Who's ever lost sleep from overthinking or monkey mind, beating themselves up, right? Self-criticism. We can be the hardest on ourselves. Like, you'd never treat someone else that way, but we treat ourselves. Isn't that ironic? Isn't that like fascinating? That we're willing to be so masochistic to self? We need to be gentle and just, you know, loving and take care of our precious selves. Tammy says, yes, I beat myself up all the time. Stop it. That's my friend there, Tammy. She's loving and beautiful and amazing, and she has such a huge heart. Be gentle and loving and caring to yourself is my discovery here. And so, and it's one that we all can relate to. This is such a relatable topic, because at one time in our life, I will say most souls have definitely played in this arena of bringing out the hammer, beating ourselves up, self-criticism, poor quality of inner dialogue. And if you're not going to go on a Camino and take a diet from negative self-talk and monkey mind and mind effery, there's other ways to apply this, to practice it. And part of that is just deciding to take yourself on, deciding that, become aware, bring yourself back to the present moment many times a day, all day long, as much as you possibly can, to see, where am I? Am I living in the past? Am I living in the future? Beating myself up because of the past? Freaking out and mind effery and overthinking because of the future? I can relate. This is very relatable. So many of us have done this or are doing it. So we can be compassionate with each other and empathetic and hold space when you see one of your precious fellow souls beating themselves up, right? And you can almost see it, like I can see people when they're in mind effery, like a little pop-up bubble over their head, and it's spinning, and it's like a prison, and they're locked in there, and I'm like, whoa, I just want to like hug them, hug them, and tell them it's gonna be okay. We have to make the decision, if we want to master this in our energy mastery, in our life mastery, we have to make that decision that we're worth it. And it's worth it. Peace is worth it. And let me tell you, peace is worth it. I'm at the most peaceful place with myself than I have ever been. And it's taken me 48 years to get here. Although we're infinite beings of light, we never cease to exist. We go on and on and on. However, this is an important lifetime. There's so many souls ascending right now. So let's master this. Let's master ourselves. And we first have to take the foundation of energy mastery and just like show it who's boss. show it who's boss, and we want to because we're remembering who we truly are, and that's exciting. And so to just imagine, if I can dangle this carrot for you, this little cherry on top, why is it worth it? Well, to have a zero state of just absolute, like, it's like you're coming back to yourself. The peace, the clarity, the power, the retention of energy feels like nothing else. It feels so good. It's like you could finally breathe again. Holy shite. And you're coming back to yourself and the amount of peace, and you're going to sleep like a baby at night. And how you interact with everyone is so different because you're treating yourself like the precious, amazing, powerful, loving soul that you are. Treating yourself so well. My inner dialogue now, I mean, in the past, it was pretty horrible. If you heard what I would even tell myself and my inner dialogue in the past, you'd be like, Amie, I can't believe you'd say that to yourself. Oh yeah, I did. And I'm being vulnerable and throwing myself under the bus here publicly because I know so many people do it. And we have to get admitted to ourselves first. We have to be honest with ourselves. And then make the choice to be aware. I suggest if you can spend some alone time out in the countryside or out, like maybe going for a camping trip in solitude, unplugging where there's not so much chaos and scattered grabbing, vying for your attention, our attention, because it's all out there, and it will, and it's like it's getting louder. Your quietness within yourself, your peace is the prize here. Tammy says, I feel that at times of walking the Camino alone will give me the space to reconnect with my soul. This is my life reset. Good, very good, Tammy. That's awesome. It is like nothing else. And there could be, well, for fellow pilgrims, I will say, there could be that desire to fill up all that space of quietness and solitude with talking to people or listening to audiobooks or music or yapping it up to whomever is on the Camino. I suggest, I mean, everyone's going to do it their way, really carve out time every day to be alone with yourself. Like, make that a priority. Make you a priority to have that alone time, that quiet time within oneself. It's a gift. It's a gift. And so if you're not on a Camino or a pilgrimage or an adventure somewhere in the world, you can still do this in your own backyard. Hopefully your backyard has some solace, some solitude, some quietness, some zen. It does help. I mean, you could put some noise canceling headphones on. There's different ways to do it. My suggestion is if you make yourself a priority, then energy mastery, the foundational piece to life mastery, is going to be a priority. And you start seeing all these different points that I've talked about now: complaining, whining, victimhood, worry, overthinking. Now we're talking about our inner dialogue, our self-talk, right? What keeps us up at night? What gives us stress? Stress, that's another topic right there. Stress is a killer, massive killer, and it makes us fat. It lessens our lifespan. It makes our gray matter diminish, so we're actually becoming more, I don't want to say a degrading word, it's decreasing our intelligence, okay? So when you know that stress is doing that, and all of these derivatives that I've been sharing, like, all of these contribute to that, it should perk someone up. Like, I don't want to live my life like that anymore. You know, I want to be healthy, and I want to live a long life, and I want to have as much gray matter operating as possible, you know, and sleep wonderfully, and you deserve it. Everyone deserves it. Every soul deserves that. That is heaven on earth, new earth that we're creating right now, and so many of you are fellow teachers and leaders of new earth. And so we live the example by working on ourselves, making ourselves a priority, and then sharing that example out loud publicly so others are inspired to do the same. That's why I have no problem sharing my frailties, where I've fallen, where I continue to fall, my vulnerabilities, and I will share, because we're all, you know, walking masterpieces in the works. So we're all amazing, coming back to who we truly are. And I love topics like this. They're so empowering. They're so potent, aren't they? I'd love to hear your feedback. So if you're watching this on the replay, watch the whole thing, share this. Oh, we want to get this out into the world. Empowerment. Giving is receiving. So the more we're giving, I'm always giving. That means I'm always receiving. See how that works? Always giving, always receiving. Cheers, by the way. Peach lassi. About to go eat my butter chicken that I just made. Who wants me to cook for them? Indian food. I'm getting better. I'm getting better at it. Oh, when I go to India, it's gonna be off the hook, man. I'm gonna eat my way. I'm gonna stuff my face all throughout that amazing country, because I love Indian food so much, and I truly desire to become a better cook as well. So yes, I would love to hear your feedback on this. Please share this video, share it out to the world. I'm gonna start downloading these and putting them up to my YouTube. Why have I not done that sooner? I'm gonna download as much as I can. This is gems here. This is treasure. These topics are so relatable. People tell me privately, if they don't want to comment here, which is fine. I have people that comment to me privately and they're like, oh man, that topic yesterday, Amie, on your live stream, that really hit home. I do that in my life. And I'm like, I'm so glad. And now let's keep sharing this. Share the live stream, share it to your wall, share it with somebody that you know is going to appreciate a topic like this. And somebody could just be at the right time hearing it and they're like, that could be the drop in the bucket that changes it all for someone. Transformation. We never know. And this ripple effect that we're tossing that pebble into the grand ocean of the universe, we never know how many lives we're going to impact. But isn't that exciting? So keep tossing those pebbles. This is a pebble. A live stream is a pebble. It could be one person that got one gem, one insight, and it was just like, it changed it all for someone's life. That's my intention. So be generous. Share this with others. Put it out there. Tammy says, I'm planning to do that. I am open to receiving whatever the universe puts in my path. I have no expectations. I can't read your whole comment right here, right now, Tammy, but that's great. You're just going to have a great time. I am so excited for you. Buen camino, mi amiga. Get used to saying that a lot. So we're always walking on a pilgrimage. That's the pilgrimage of the hero's journey, and we're always working on ourselves. And it's accelerating now, which is so exciting. Back to, like, are you willing to be brutally honest with yourself? People desire to be effective and powerful in their lives. In fact, the antithesis feels like death. Feeling disempowered feels horrible. Not feeling clear, feeling unclear, uncertain about one's path, one's journey, one's mission, and not feeling efficacious. Like, it's just, yeah. So you notice I like to use the word potent a lot. I love that word. I love all the connotations from potency. And so imagine the antithesis of that, okay? Nobody wants to feel that. Nobody wants to be that in their lives. And if one chooses, decides, draws their line in the sand, it's burning the boats to the old self, okay? I am burning the boats to my old self, using an analogy. I love analogies and metaphors, by the way. If you notice in my writing and my videos and my live streams, I'm a metaphor bonanza. Burn the boat to the old self, because the new self is what you're quantum jumping into right now. And a lot of people are just like, they're resonating with this juicy topic of quantum jumping into a higher version of self. So we first have to be completely honest with ourselves, and we want to be, because how are we going to address the holes in the boat? Just for another analogy, the holes in the boat are how we're leaching our energy, our life force, like the water leaving the boat. And worrying is one, overthinking, jealousy, envy, all of these. And then now we're talking about our negative self-talk, being aware of that quality of inner dialogue, right? and being gentle on ourselves and gentle on others. This goes both ways, right? Be gentle and compassionate because we're all walking each other home. This is a journey that we're all on. Time says, thank you for always showing up and sharing your positive energy and thoughts. I'm on my way to walk in the woods. That's great, Tammy. You're welcome. It is my honor and pleasure to be of service to my global human family. And it's just getting better and better. And it makes me excited beyond. It's just like I'm like a kid on Christmas every day. And when you recognize and know who you are, and you're living in unconditional love, it just life spirals upwards. You have so much more energy. You're in flow state. The ideas are just coming because the monkey mind's not there. You're not pulling out the hammer, beating yourself up anymore. That's gone. It's just clarity, flow, peace incarnate. You're going to be walking balls of peace incarnate. How does that sound? Does that sound like a pretty good deal? It's what we all want. And so speaking of empowerment, honesty, I have a new series coming up that's going to be scheduled lives with a business partner of mine. I think the first one's going to be Saturday. I will schedule this, and they're around sovereignty and honesty, truth, which is what people are hungry and thirsty for right now, to be empowered of your own life, your own purpose and mission here, and to get really honest with ourselves and to know the truth of who we are, to have truth throughout our world, because there's been so many lies, and deliberately, right, keeping information from humanity. It's coming out now, and the first one we're going to be doing is in health sovereignty, and we're going to be focusing this first one. So health sovereignty, freedom sovereignty, leverage and financial sovereignty, and empowerment. It's going to be a really potent couple themes that we have coming up, and I'll have more information on that. I'll schedule it and I'll let you know. You can also reach out to me for an invite. I would be happy to share. This first one I believe will be Saturday, but I'll have that scheduled here on Facebook soon. And this first one is around, so we're talking about stress being a killer. What happens in our bodies, what happens in our physiology when we're stressed out, right? And we talk about lack of sleep, which also insomnia, sleep deprivation, that will reduce one's lifespan really quickly and add weight and will age one really fast. So stress and sleep go hand in hand, just like this topic that we're talking about, overthinking, the monkey mind, right? We gain weight, or we could really lose weight. Either way, it's not healthy. It decreases our gray matter, so it's making us less intelligent. We're able to have less of a memory. People, their body, how it expresses in the body is so, they can have irritable bowel syndrome, all different kind of things, more wrinkles. Well, you start seeing aging happening on people's body when they are stressed out, and this includes oxidative stress, and we are all under massive oxidative stress. You've heard me talk about how poisoned we are as a species, especially in the United States. Massively poisoned and oxidative stress, and it's been deliberate. So how do we solve that? How do we solve all the oxidative stress that is coming at us from every single angle all the time? And not just USA, the whole world. Some nations have it worse than others. People really want to know the truth about their health and how their bodies work and how to achieve a heightened sense, an empowered sense of health for themselves and their family. So we're going to be addressing that in our series. Ooh, it's good. It's going to be great. We're getting into these really juicy, meaty, potent topics that people tell me that this is what I want to know. This is what I want to know for my family. And so they're important, they're meaningful, and you're going to be invited. As soon as I have that scheduled, I'll let you know. You can reach out to me. In fact, I would love for you to share this live stream. Share this live stream with others. You could share it privately, publicly. They're both good. Somebody that needs to hear this today. We're all rising together. We're all uplifting and rising together. And that's the way of the new earth. So we're living it now. Isn't that exciting? And share this, and then if you are watching this on the replay, please share your feedback and also what part of the world you're joining from. I like to hear interactions and insights, engagement. So thank you to Tammy, who's off walking in the woods now, preparing for her Camino. Can you tell this lights me up? It is my honor and pleasure to live an example out loud. Just like you, I'm a masterpiece in the works right now, and we all are. So let's pat ourselves on the back. Be gentle to our precious, loving, amazing selves. Speak kindly and gently. No more bringing out the hammer and beating ourselves up. That's gone. That's that other version. That one over there, far, I mean, it's a distant memory now because you've already burned your boat. You know that analogy, right? Maybe I'll drop it in the next video. So anyway, stay tuned here. My platforms, adventureswithamie.com, on everything. It's the unceasing tsunami of awesomeness. That is how I've deemed 2025. There's a lot of amazing content coming out today, tomorrow, the next few days. So stay tuned. Keep your eye on these spaces. Share this live stream. Much love to you. Have a beautiful Sunday, and I'll see you on the next video.